For distinguished outreach professor Tom Sheridan, the history of Arizona is a series of advances and retreats, booms and busts, all forged by our frontier beginnings.
My definition of a frontier comes from these Latin American historians who said that a frontier is where no one empire, nation, group has a monopoly on violence. And that was really true of much of Arizona until the 1880s. In the Yucatan Peninsula.
He is an incredible scholar, but he's also somebody who takes his scholarship out into the community and puts that scholarship to work, educating people and then using the information that he's collected in moving policy and planning forward.
Scattered settlements, the pacification of the Apaches. For the last nearly 20 years, I've worked with Pima County on the Sonoran Desert Conservation Plan, which I think is the most visionary, ambitious land use plan in the country. The county has attracted these incredible people to work on this plan. And so it's really been exciting to be a part of this.
He's the author of several well-regarded books on the Southwest and northern Mexico. He writes of Arizona's development in the 20th century as mostly a result of action taken by the federal government, starting with President Theodore Roosevelt.
It was under him that the Reclamation Act was passed, and one of their first projects was the Salt River Project. And if you wanted to point to one structure that was key to Arizona's development in the 20th century, it was that they built Roosevelt Dam.
As a mentor, I think that Tom has a real gift at meeting people where they are and giving them the space that they need to find their own direction. And that doesn't mean that he sends you off on your own.
Prison experience, emotions,
He's supporting you 100% of the way.
Was in the Caribbean. Being at U of A has allowed me to pursue these interests. It also brings me into contact with these incredible graduate students who are constantly sort of source of intellectual ferment and growth.
Sheridan and his wife have been longtime residents of the Altar Valley, where they raised a horse-crazy daughter.
We were able to have horses out there, and she rode, from the time she was 5 until she went away to college. I stole her horse and I started to compete in 3-day eventing, which is you compete in these 3 different events. I'm not competing anymore, but horses have been, a big part of my life since. Being based here in U of A, I've often thought that if I scheduled lunch every day with somebody I wanted to have lunch with, I would not run out of people to have lunch with by the time I retire. We have and we still do attract, some of the best astronomers, some of the best anthropologists, some of the best biologists and ecologists and geoscientists in the world. I've been lucky in that I've been able to pursue my intellectual interests and my curiosity at a university, but I don't have to go to Africa or Europe or Asia every summer to do my research. My research is all no more than a day or two's drive of here.